はい。
温格上游
Acá estuvo acá abajo, en esa colchoneta, estuvo arriba. No, pero hay temitas de respeto. Digamos, es impersonal passive. Si usted se descuida con eso, usted se enreda. O sea, uno tiene que, pues, bueno, también depende de los estudiantes. A mí me fue, pues a mí me venía yendo suave. Eso toca explicarlo en una pérdida de teens. Se meten unas enredadas, no sé por qué. Eso depende mucho del grupo, pero yo me venía enredando siempre, feito con ellos. Sé que te amaré, sé que te amaré.
Hello, teacher.
Good afternoon, my dear Angela. How are you doing today?
Great, teacher. Working on practicing.
All right, that's okay, but that's good. How do you feel? Are you excited about today's presentation?
Yeah, I am excited because
Perfect.
you
That's
know
very good.
it's the opportunity to show all the things that you learned.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's more or less the point. We are right now streaming, so whatever you say is on camera. um, but I mean, uy, Isabela Hidárraga, who's that one? Maybe
Yes,
some
teacher is Jose. No, the other one.
Johan,
No, Jose Manuel.
Manuel. Ah, yes, Manuel, Manuel. Okay, no problem. So let's accept him. Perfect. Remember, I mean, for the ones that are arriving now, remember that the main point is for you to, well, of course, show like who you are, and part of showing who you are is also, like showing yourselves. So I'm going to be inviting you to please turn your cameras on at least while you are presenting, while you are there presenting your projects, okay, or your tasks. That's the main point. Um, I have several things in here for you. I mean, for me to share with you. I have the results of the OPT exam. I also have some things to discuss with you. So yeah, tonight is gonna be an interesting night. But I don't think that we're gonna get to finish everything that we have to do in only one night. Okay. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it works. At 6:45, we're going to start the presentations, okay? And remember the order that we have. Yes, we already have a pre-established order. And so this is what it is, yeah? So we have over here, Juanes is gonna be the first person, Johan the second, exactly the two people that are not here. Number 3, JJ. Oh, Johan is here. Yeah, right. That's good. Johan. Then we have JJ, Nicholas, Mariana, Sofia, Anna, Angela, and Man. Yes, those are going to be the what? Yes, those are going to be the presentation, the list of our presentations right now. Perfect, no problem. There you go. So anyway, we're gonna start looking at these presentations in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing right now the link with the teachers, of course, when we start with the presentations, and then we start with the session. Okay, that's going to be the idea. Are you ready? Please say yes. That's
teacher, ready.
You're ready. Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the attitude that we need tonight. Sure. That's good. That's very good. Okay, I hope that you're wearing your tie, that you're wearing everything, that you're wearing fancy today. No, just kidding. But remember that today the idea is for you to show you who you are and show what you have learned. That is the main point. And I mean, I'm going to be evaluating you. I'm going to be taking notes. I'm going to be like looking at everything, your grammar, pronunciation, everything is going to be considered. But don't think about that. Just go with the flow, go with your presentation. That's the important part of tonight. Okay. Okay. 6:45, we're gonna get started.
Teacher, excuse me, we are going to connect to another room or...
No, Johan, we're going to stay here, but right now everything is streaming in YouTube Live, okay? So I'm going to share the link. When we get started, I'm going to share the link in the teachers group. The teachers can actually replicate the link and they can share their screen. And so I mean, one person watching is probably 10 students watching, okay? So one teacher with only one link, like that is not like, it doesn't become a mess. You know what I mean? That's the main point. So yeah, I have everything created. Right now we're streaming, actually. So yeah, let's just wait until the time. And of course, remember that, oh, Juanes is not here. I don't know why he's not here. He's supposed to be the first. So yeah, we're staying in this same room. It's just that I'm
Teacher,
streaming. Yes, Sophie, tell me.
Juanes told me that his computer doesn't work.
Ooh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a real problem. Jesus the Lord. Okay, okay. So, well, if Juanes doesn't go first, I don't know who's Diana Castañeda, but I'm going to ask right now who Diana Castañeda is.
Teacher, I guess that is Juanes.
Oh, okay. well, disconnected.
Teacher, hello, sorry. I have problems with my computer and it is not working, so I have to get someone to lend me a computer. So I am still organizing my presentation. So if you can please give me 5 more minutes, it is okay for me.
Yeah, sure. Actually, if you need to organize your presentation, you can make it work. Like, because you're supposed to be the first one, but it doesn't really matter. Like, we can go with Johan first, and then you go second. Okay?
Yeah, teacher, it's perfect for me. Thank you.
It's better. I know. I mean, I understand how difficult it is when you have problems with your internet. No, not internet, but the laptop itself. So, never mind. Johan, get ready. In 5 minutes, you go. Okay?
Okay,
Yeah, be
no
ready.
problem.
I'm going to ask you guys before I share the link with the teachers. I'm going to ask you to please, I mean, like, all of you be ready with your cameras on, and then like just go. Yeah, like that will be good for everybody to see you at least at the beginning of the session. Yes, and then we can get started with the session. Yeah, that will be it. We're going to start in.
I need 1 minute, please.
No problem. Yes, just for you to start organizing everything. Yeah, we're going to get started in 3 minutes. Okay, and Johan is going to start. Have your presentation ready, like ready to share and everything. And we're gonna get started very soon. Juanes, are you trying to access from a different computer?
Excuse me?
Teacher,
No, no.
Excuse me, teacher?
It's someone trying to access from a different computer.
yes, teacher, me.
But why that name? Like DNOHD, blah blah blah, blah, and just a lot of letters, man. I was
Really,
like this
I'm
is.
sorry.
Is this a spam or what? I mean, I see something like that. I don't let anybody in. That's for sure.
Teacher, it's because I don't have a computer with a webcam.
Okay.
And I'm always connecting to the class with the cell phone.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if I share my screen of my cell phone, my camera turns off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. So, but it's you. Yeah, this is you.
yeah, it's
Okay,
me.
perfect. Yeah, I don't want any spammers around here. Not in the presentations.
Teacher, don't worry.
Yeah. In a normal class, I go and I kick them out and I have fun with them. But in presentations, no, that's not acceptable.
I can change my name. So
Yeah. Please change that. Look, it's like a bunch of letters: DNOHDM, blah blah blah. I don't know what.
yes.
That's a weird thing to have. Okay, guys. So I'm going to start sharing
Your
right
password.
now. Yeah, maybe that's the password. That's also what I thought. That's also what I thought. Okay, guys. So I'm going to be sharing right now on the chat the link for the streaming right now, in case that you want to send it to someone else, maybe a friend, maybe your family, maybe I don't know who. Yes. So and that's all in the chat. Yeah, you can share with people if you want someone else to watch while you're gonna be here. We already have 2 teachers waiting for us, so I'm gonna be sending this right now to the teachers chat so that they can join. So Johan, please set up your presentation because you're starting right now. Okay, have everything ready.
Yeah, teacher, I'm ready.
That's good.
No
Very
problem.
good. Start presenting your presentation. That at least start showing everything in there. When I send the link, I'll let you know. Okay. Okay, Johan, it's your time to shine. The link has been sent. Go for it.
Okay, teacher. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yes, I can. Go for it.
Okay, teacher. First of all, good evening, everyone. I am Alejandro Aguirre, and tonight I'm going to talk to you about an interesting Netflix documentary, which is called The Social Dilemma. Well, this film tried to explain the situation with social networks and represent, across a dramatized how people, becoming addicts. And in this documentary, you can find the opinion of some people who works in this industry of technology. Well, guys, in the cast, on the left-hand side, we can identify, the director and the writers of this series. And on the right-hand side, we can identify the actors, who represent this situation with social networks. And my favorite part of the cast, those people who work in interesting companies such as, for example, Mozilla Labs, people behind the browser Mozilla Firefox, and Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and much more. For example, Justin Rosenstein, one of my favorites. For example, he was the creator of Google Drive, Gmail chat, Facebook pages, and the Facebook Live button. Well, guys, and more interesting people, director of Pinterest, for example. Well, guys, in this field, we can identify an interesting sentence. And this is, if you are not paying for the product, then you are the product. Well, what's the meaning with this sentence? This sentence is trying to say that, you can create an account for free in social networks and, of course, any problem. But remember that behind the social networks, there are a big business model, which tries to, of course, to show you advertisement, of course, in order to you becoming a potential buyer. Well, guys, but in this documentary time, so we can identify, of course, an interesting question with this professional and engineers try to give their opinion. And this is what's the problem with social networks. Well, I think that everyone knows that the social network can create in us addiction. I don't know, compare our lives with the Photoshop version of the lives of other people. Yeah, and much more. And well, there is another interesting question here. Why do we feel attracted by social networks? Well, guys, first of all, we have to understand that social networks are specifically designed in order to we become in addicts. Remember, for example, the notification. How do you feel when you receive a notification? Maybe you feel, happy, you feel pleasure, and of course, this is because the dopamine, which is a hormone that has a relationship with pleasure, and of course, when we receive likes, comments, whatever, we feel good. We feel good, and of course, this create this circle of addiction because we wanted to be recognized between people, and also, excuse me, try to remember another interesting thing that is, I don't know if you see your feed on your social network and try to compare with another feed. So, for example, of your mother, one of your brothers, whatever, you can identify that these contents are adapted according to you things that you like, according with your feelings. And of course, this is not a coincidence. It's because those social networks work with something interesting, which is called a recommendation algorithm. Well, why is a recommendation algorithm? When you start to, well, to work with social network, you start to post status, follow people, whatever of your action, the social networks receive those actions and create something that is called a social graph. The social graph has all of your action on the social network, and of course, it has a goal, and the goal is try to show advertisement about things that you maybe like. For example, well, in these images on the right hand side, we can identify two people, and two people with, we can say, with a same social graph. For example, the two guys like soda and pizza, and well, one of them like hot dog too. And this social network, well, it creates a match between people with the same social graph in order to give some advertisement, and yeah, and try to attract more people to buying something. And this is something that everyone social network has, even LinkedIn, yeah, Facebook, Instagram, all of those social networks has this recommendation algorithm. Well, guys, why is not a recommendation algorithm? Well, in this series, in this film, excuse me, I think that there are a mistake. Yeah, they try to represent the recommendation algorithm, such as, I don't know, bad people, evil people who are trying the shadows to manipulate the people. Yeah, I think that this is wrong. This is wrong because algorithms are not people. They don't have opinions. Yeah, they don't have, I don't know, a politician, ideas, whatever. Only those algorithms works with statistics, math, machine learning, yeah, and different technologies, but they are not people. Yeah, I like to show you that is a mistake in this field. Well, guys, another big problem that we can identify on social networks, and these are the fake news. The fake news, according with this documentary, travels 4 times faster than true news. Well, of course, this is a problem because, yeah, people start to believe in things. For example, I know the WhatsApp change that are a terrible problem currently. Well, to illustrate, I'm going to talk to you about some scandals which involves fake news. For example, Cambridge Analytics, or yeah, even in our own country, the peace agreement with the FARC. Well, let's start with Cambridge Analytics. First of all, Cambridge Analytics is a company. Well, Nowadays, yeah, this company doesn't exist, or maybe yes, but with another name. Well, the purpose with this company was identify or use all the data of the user in order to, yeah, identify using techniques such as data mining or machine learning too, to identify behaviors in people. Well, I don't know if you do if do you remember this scandal, because this scandal, yeah, has a relationship with Facebook, because this company, because behind Cambridge Analytics, use the information of more than 50 millions of users. Uh, Worst of all, it was legally. It was legally, yeah, they use all this information without our permission, yeah, in order to help to some politician process. One of them was the Brexit. The Brexit, well, this name is a combination between the word Britain and exit. It was a referendum to people because, yeah, in this country was some problem because one part of the population thinks, no, our country are spending a lot of money in the European Union, but yeah, we don't have anything of profits. And of course, the situation with immigrants, you know that not all the people likes immigrants. They say things something like, those immigrants, yeah, takes our jobs. You know, these feelings and these problems. Well, Cambridge Analytics helps in this process. Well, another interesting process was the election, the presidential election in United States. Well, Cambridge Analytics tries to help the Donald Trump's campaign. And well, you know that the oppositor of Donald was Hillary. And in this time, on the internet start to appear fake news. One of them was that Hillary was involved in a network of pedophiles. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, it was very interesting how fake news can touch the feelings of the people, yeah, in order to create or incentivize some behaviors on the people, on the population. And of course, Donald Trump win. Well, peace agreement with the FARC. Guys, according to the El Espectador newspaper, they showed an article when Juan Carlos Vélez was the CEO behind the campaign in against this peace agreement, and he said, "We wanted people to go out and vote and know it." And it was an interesting campaign because they start to send messages using social networks, and these messages was classified, for example, by stratum or geographic location, and try to send different messages to different groups of people, yeah, in order to create this feeling of wrath, this, yeah, these bad feelings, of course, with the goal of people go out to vote but annoyed. Even in each region, they use their respective accents. For example, on the coast of Colombia, the message was, yeah, we are going to become Venezuela. You know, the all reliable that those people use. Well, yeah, we can identify in this the powerful of the social networks, uh, how those articles or how those posts can create feelings on people and, yeah, incentivize some behaviors. And yeah, this is one of the terrible problems with social networks. So guys, what do you think? Would you say this time for everyone to panic? Not exactly. I think there are some things that we can do. For example, well, some advices. Trying to turn off you useless notification in social networks. Uh, For instance, you don't need the notification to friendship recommendation now. Try to identify the settings on those social networks and try to, yeah, turn on some notifications which are unnecessary. Because remember that notifications are one of the techniques which are used yeah, to call our attention and helps the business of the social networks. Well, second, have you one criteria, guys. It's important that in a society with news, yeah, you can find information in a lot of places. You have to. It's necessary that you use your own criteria. Don't read whatever on a WhatsApp chain. No, that's true. Try to looking for more information and yeah, create your own opinions about our topic. Remember, we can use internet. You can investigate in a lot of places. Well, guys, follow useful communities, which can help you to become a better person. Not everything, yeah, not everything is bad with social networks. For example, we can learn a lot of things on YouTube. You can learn how to cook or how to create web pages, websites. Yeah, you can learn whatever you want for free. Yeah, and try to use this in your favor. And yeah, and try to avoid those toxic communities when people start to fight. For example, um, Magazine Semana. Each article of this magazine becomes it a battlefield. A lot of people know Uribe is the best, whatever. Other people know you are a paraco, narco trafficking, whatever. Is create on these toxic communities, yeah, create this feeling of polarization that is one of the problems with social networks. Well, guys, finally, conclusion. Uh, Social networks always saves all your information. I never remove anything. Remember, uh, those applications never remove anything of your information. Even, for example, I'm going to close Facebook now. Remember that the Facebook owners of WhatsApp, of Instagram, are owners of Oculus VR. Even they are the owners of uh, Facebook Messenger. Yeah, and of course, everyone application feed your social graphs. And yeah, this is one of the conclusion. Well, second, the real currency in social networks is dopamine. Remember that this is the business model. Call your attention as much as possible. Stay with us. We are going to show you some advertise. Well, and finally, well, as I told you, not everything in social networks is wrong. You can learn another things, as my previous example. So guys, finally, thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you enjoy it. I enjoy a lot researching about this topic. And well, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was an awesome presentation. I think it was a very interesting topic, and those are things that usually we don't learn about social media, and especially social networks. And so very relevant for us to be learning about those different things. I had no idea about the graph. Now I wonder which one or what is my graph? Oh, that's the question that I have in my mind, in my head right now. Cool. Thank you very much for sharing. And so we're going to continue with our next presenter. I don't know if Juanes is ready, but in case that he is not, I think we can just go on with my dear Juan Jose, who's going to be explaining about a very interesting topic as well tonight. So Juan Jose, welcome. The floor is yours. Be ready. Set up your presentation, please.
Okay, teacher, thank you. I'm gonna share my screen first. Okay, now can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Wait, this is loading.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Go for it.
Let me put in presentation. Okay, so guys, first, good night, guys. I hope you are feeling better. And I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of having a pet. I choose this topic because I guess is because I think that this is the best topic that I could choose for my experience as a owner of a dog and a cat and two birds. So I guess that I have experience with that. So okay. First, I'm going to talk about the requirements to have a pet because, of course, we need to be careful with that decision if we agree of having a pet or not. So, for me, the first and one of the most important requirements is patience. We have to be very patient when we take care of another living being. Do you know what I mean? Um, of course, they are animals, but they are like us and they have needs, and we have to take care good of them because we need to be good owners for them to bring them a good life with high quality, of course. Another requirement is the money. Of course, if he has needs or she if he has needs, we need to spend money on them because we need to buy food, we need to buy I mean a bed or those things to clean them, we need to wash him, those things. Of course, they are very important. Another requirement is a good attitude. Why a good attitude? Because if you always think in a negative way, then no, man, that dog or that cat or that fish, I don't know. um, uh, I mean, I then you say I spent so much money on them. No, I don't want to have a pet more. And then I don't know, you throw him or those things. That I guess that is a. I mean, if you had that attitude, is better than you don't have a pet. Never in your life, please, because of course they have feelings, and if they start loving you, and then you say that, it's like, man, why did you decide to have a pet if you can't be a good owner for them? That's why that a good attitude have a good attitude. It's very, very, very important for them. And the last one for me is, of course, be very responsible. Why? Because um, they don't think like us. You know, they they think in another way. They don't have reason. They don't have like a conscience like us. They only act for instinct. And that means that, of course, if they want to go to the bathroom, um, of course we have to go with them and we have to take care of them and those things. That means that we are going to spend a lot of time of them, especially if we take them when they are young. I mean, like a puppy or a kitty, those things. And after to pass the diapositive, um, this is my dog, and this presentation is I don't know how to say that, is with all image of my dog because is my pet action now. I mean in the present, and I love him. I love him. So, um, first I'm going to talk about the cons because I guess it's better if I talk about that, and then I can demonstrate that those things doesn't matter like in an important percent of your decision. So, first, as I said, we have to spend money on them because, of course, they had needs. and they have yeah, and especially that they have needs, and we have to buy food, a bed. We have to give them water, of course. Um, what else? I mean, they don't need clothes, but if you're going to buy a shirt or something like that, you can do it. That's in your decision. What else? Also, we can buy toys for them, or for example, if it's a cat, um, you need to buy some things with for them to beat or those things. Okay, and next one is that they need a lot of attention. That's as I said, we are going to spend a lot of time because um especially if it's a young pet. I mean, if it's a puppy or a kitty, as I say, um, we have to stay with them, like not all the day, but an important percent of the day we have to stay with them, because of course if they feel lonely, that could be very stressful for them, and that is a bad thing because of course they can destroy some things. I remember with my dog that when I was like 12 years old, I don't remember, um but I went to my grandfather's farm, and my father stayed there. I mean in my house, and in for that time I had a PlayStation 2. And when I come back to my house, I found my PlayStation destroyed, without controls, without the cables. No man, and it was like my pet for that time. My pet was like 1 year old, and no, I start to cry because I mean video games for me was before I have my pet. It was like, oh man, no, why I decide to have a pet. And yeah, that was very sad. But then you start to remember, oh man, but I play with them. I mean, with my dog, I play with my dog a lot. He gave me very special moments. And yeah, it's like you, okay, it doesn't matter. I can replace my my PlayStation in another time. Okay, and the last one, cons. I mean, I don't know if it's a cons. I guess that is a cons because if you don't have time for that, it could be a cons for that, especially for your pet, because your pet don't know if it's doing a good action or a bad action. That's why we have to teach them. We have to teach them the difference between the good things and the bad things. Of course, for example, talking about the necessities, if they want to go to the bath, talking about dogs, um, they can do that in whatever place because they don't know that are doing a bad thing, and that's why we have to learn them. I mean, for example, in my dog, I know when he wants to go to the bathroom, because yeah, he start like crying, or I mean not crying, but he does sounds. And then I say, "Ah, okay, he wants to go to the bathroom." So I stop whatever thing that I'm doing and I go with them. um and yeah, as I talk, excuse me, as I say, um we have to teach them, and of course they have the ability of learn. That's why you see, for example, the police have dogs who are with special trainings, who yeah, and they do other things like um jump or sit. I mean, they are simple things, but they are those things means that the pet know that that he's doing that. And it's something like that. Okay, guys, I'm going to talk about the pros because I think that is the better or the best of things of you that you will decide of having a pet. So the first, and believe me, they are the best mates, the best. You will never feel alone when they continue living because I mean they are always with you, and if you make the decision of okay, I'm going to have a pet. First, they are going to love you, and they are being always with you. I mean, of course, not always, but an important a long time. I mean, during the day. Um, and I mean, for me, that is a very good option. I mean, that is a pro because if you live alone or you live with your fathers or something like that, um, that yeah, it's a good, it is a good mate. It's a good mate. Okay, second, they are factory of happiness. Why I say that? Because, for example, if you are playing with them, I mean, that is a situation that is very funny and that generates special moments that you remember after that. And it's very, very special. Remember that because imagine that, for example, you are having a very busy day or and then you or you are working all the day or something like that, and then you arrive to your house and and the first thing that you see is your dog or your cat watching to you and moving their tail. I mean that is, and you know that they are happy because you arrive. That means that they miss you, and there is I mean it's indescribable experience or feeling. That is very, very good to know. And the last one, you are going to receive unconditional love. And why I say that, as I said at the beginning of the presentation, they don't think like us, yet they act for instinct. And that's that thing that you know that is a real feeling, that is a real love. Because why I say that? Because yeah, as I said, you arrive to your house and the first thing that you see is your dog, your kitty moving their tail. And yeah, that is like the the best sense that you will have of your pet. I mean that experience erase all of the cons. Yeah, you can, I mean, you can think about, oh man, my pet or my kitty destroy my shoes or one cable that I need. But for real, really, the good things are more than the bad things. And as a conclusion, I I hope if you are deciding of having a pet, please do it. I mean, if you have the requirements of of having a pet, um, please do it, man. I mean, it's a very, very good experience, and you will never forget it. Of course, it could be bad in more than one time, but um, but it's a very good option. It's a very good option to live, and it's an amazing experience, an incredible experience that anyone can't explain to you. I mean, you have to live it. You have to live. Mm, and yes, guys, that's it. And thanks for your attention.
All right, Juan Jose, thank you very much for your presentation. I love your dog's picture over there with the, is that like Santa Claus or what?
Yeah, yeah. It was like a custom of that, but it wasn't. It was not it. I mean, I put him that twice.
Oh,
On Christmas and on the October 31st.
okay. So what is in your mind right now? Because October 31st is coming. So are you planning on another disguise for your pet this year?
Maybe. I don't know. I have to buy another shirt or something like that because I think that customs I can put it in again.
All right, that's good. That's very good.
Yeah, he's
Cool. Juan
bigger,
Jose,
so
great. You did a great job over there with your presentation. It was very interesting. I think that I have all the requirements to have a pet. The problem is that sometimes I'm not very careful with my pets. The two of them, the last, they died. But that's a tragic story. That's a different story. It's not a story for tonight. Tonight is the night for being happy because we're gonna have awesome presentations. And so our next presenter is going to continue, uh, like telling us about many other different topics. And well, he's actually now ready for his presentation. So Juan Esteban Juanes, go for it. The floor is yours.
That's okay, teacher. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Juan Esteban, and this is my presentation. I really hope you enjoyed this because I prepared this very carefully and with too much love. uh, because it's my passion. Of course, I want to do the best here. So, in order to begin with my presentation, I would like to tell you uh, some things about the music. Music has been an important role, an important part in every culture around the world. Music can also music also has helped um, like the humanity development, excuse me. And that I think that is very important for us because we use music almost every day when we wake up, when we take a bath, and when we are taking a shower. I don't know, we listen to music in a lot of ways. So that's okay. Okay, there is a curious thing because music is located like in the right side of our brain. For example, as you can see in this image, uh, music is located in the right brain with arts, daydreaming, imagination, feelings, intuition, and creativity. In the other part, we have like the most logical part of our brain, that is the left side of the brain. We can find there the analysis, the logic, the facts, sequencing, mathematics, and also language. And this is weird because in the next slide, I'm gonna tell you about why people cannot read a newspaper, but why they can read music. So let's gonna check. Or people who cannot put on a coat but they can also play the piano because they have like the independence to do it. The reason is because music has more access to the brain. So that's why people can read music but cannot read a newspaper. I'm gonna tell you another example because I was watching a video just to compilate my information for the presentation, and I watched a video about a girl that have lost her ability to speak, but when like the therapist was learning, was teaching her how to speak, the, they found like a new way to learn that. For example, singing. So that is incredible because okay, you cannot do a lot of things normally, but you can do a lot of things with music. So for me, it is amazing. Okay, as you know, music also can alters our mood. For example, the most obvious example here in this image is when we are watching a movie. And I think that the background music is that make us feel like anxious or like if I were expecting something. I don't know. As you can see in this image, when you are watching a terror movie or action movie, I don't know. Uh, I think that that movie is not the same if there is no music there. So I think that is like a point to keep into account. I don't know, to consider because it is really important in our mood. Also, music can help us to relax. For example, when I got when I get anxious, I can't sleep in the nights. So what I do is that I played classical music on my cell phone, and it helps me a lot. I totally recommend you guys. So okay, music is also related to the dopamine because the brain releases this neurotransmitter. Um, Dopamine is like a chemical that is in our brains. All of us produce this chemical, but it's like I don't know how to explain that. Imagine that you are eating your favorite food, or imagine that you are listening to your favorite part of the song, like the solo guitar or the chorus. I don't know. It is the same effect, for example, when you are having sex or consuming drugs. So it is like a sort of pleasure. Another good thing that I find when I was researching this information is that music can also help us to get more energy. For example, recent studies have demonstrated that cyclists who are listening to music while are on their bikes, uh, they need 7% less oxygen than cyclists that are not listening to music. So that is incredible because, of course, you are going to be more active, more more powerful. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you some other points about this, and that is, for example, when you are exercising your body. When you are exercising, but your body, y- it is like also the same when you are reading music, when you are playing any instrument, when you are listening to music. So, and the most interesting thing is that your your brain is all activated. As you can see in this image, is there are like fireworks, and it is because neuroscientists have found that when you listen to music, when you play any instrumental music, like the drum set, the guitar, the piano, if you sing, all your brain is activated. I'm gonna give you some examples, and I'm gonna make a comparison between people that play an instrument and people that don't play an instrument. And for example, the brain is activated with the specific activities. For example, solving a math problem, or learning a language, writing a text. I don't know, but there are some specific areas of your brain that are activated. In this case, when you are playing an instrument, all your brain is activated, all. So that's amazing. As you can see in this last image, the brain is activated totally. Okay, the most interesting thing is that besides that, okay, of course, the brain is activated when you play any instrumental music, but there are some like specific areas that the brain focus on that are, for example, the motor, the visual, and the auditory cortex. And it also can help to be together, one part with the other part. It is important to know that the corpus callosum is like the bridge that we have from the right hemisphere to the left hemisphere. And it is great because people, for example, who play an instrument have a stronger connections than people who don't play any instrument, excuse me. So your brain can exchange information faster, and yeah, for example, when you get old, you have less probabilities to lose your memory. So that's cool. Okay, the thing is that people who play an instrumental music, like the guitar, the piano, the drums, and are people that can classify the information, that can like divide your brain to become like a multitasking person. So that's very cool because we can be in function to do a lot of things. Also, some studies have demonstrated that children who have had like 3 years of musical formation, they have stronger abilities. For example, cognitive skills, skills to learn a language. There are also like making decision, yeah, I think that is making decision. And okay, I want to take advantage of this opportunity to motivate you, to encourage you to play an instrument, because never is late to start doing it. And I'm gonna tell you like my personal experience being a musician. It was very difficult for me choosing this career because I wasn't enough sure to do it. But okay, I think that it has been like the best decision that I have taken. Okay, guys, excuse me. When I was a child, I was diagnosed with attention deficit. It was so difficult for me to pay attention that I cannot be focused on something. On something, excuse me. For example, if I started doing my homework, if I started, I don't know, reading some text, I couldn't be focused, and it was so weird because I felt frustrated when I couldn't. But since I started playing the drums, that is like the main instrument that I play, I feel more confident with my skills. For example, uh, um, in the academic aspect. And since I started playing the drum set, I feel like that I have more independence, um, that my interpersonal skills have increased. Um, Also, I feel more confident and I feel more relaxed when I do it. Um, it helps me to feel less anxious. And wow, it is amazing because when you are trying to coordinate one hand with the other hand, the right hand, your right foot with your left foot, all at the same time, you feel like wow, you feel like a bomb in your brain. But it is amazing because it also reflects in your life. So guys, this is my presentation. There are some pictures uh, that are mine, of course, playing the drum set, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you learned a little bit more about the music, about how music works in our brain. And that's it, guys. Thank you for being here.
All right, Juanes, thank you very much for your presentation. I think it was very, very interesting as well to know all those little facts about music. I honestly, like, if you want me to be honest, I didn't know anything about the oxygen, like when you're exercising. And so that actually makes a lot of sense because many people, when they go to the gym, they actually listen to music. So I
Yeah.
didn't know that that actually gives you more energy. And it's because of the oxygen. Okay, yeah, those are little things that we're learning right now tonight, and that's what makes this type of event very special for all the Colombo Americano. Thank you for your presentation, Juanes. And well, I'm
Thank you,
going to
teacher.
welcome right now, not to you. I'm going to welcome right now the next presenter, who is going to be Nicolas. Nico, are you ready?
Ready, teacher.
Perfect. So go for it. Set it up. The floor is yours.
Let me share my screen. Okay. Mm, okay. Can you see, right?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nicolas Rendon. Actually, I'm studying systems engineering, and that's like the main reason I had to choose this topic because for me it's very interesting. And I have a lot of intentions to study more and more in the future about it. So that's the idea. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about the importance and the impact of virtual reality and augmented reality in our lives, especially in these uncommon times that we are passing. We all know that we are passing difficult times. That is not me. That is not only me. This is for all. The whole world is passing for difficult times, and that's why the different companies have the necessity to create a relationship with technology. So that's why I choose this topic, of course. So let me see. First of all, before I start with this presentation, I would like to ask you if you have any idea about virtual reality or augmented reality. Any of you guys have any idea?
Well, example, VR is when you use a device, for example, Oculus, the Oculus, yeah, in order to see, yeah, elements created by computers. Yeah. For example, with video games in platforms like Steam, you can play video games in VR. Yeah, and you can see an entire world created by the computer. Well, that's the meaning of VR in my words.
That's the idea. With this presentation, I will be showing you many different images and trying to let you know what is this technology about. So the main point is with starting with virtual reality. This is a technology. It is not a new technology that is focused on creating a whole completely new environment, a virtual environment where we can interact with elements in real time. So that's the main idea. For example, in virtual reality, we have the possibility to create a completely virtual environment. For example, let me tell you, I'm in my bedroom and I want to play, for example, a video game in virtual reality. So for virtual reality, in this case, we need to use special glasses. It depends of the game, of course, or it depends also if we need the technology for another thing, another different thing. So it depends. But in this case, with virtual reality, we need almost every time we need like a glasses like this. Come, you can find them very easily on internet, so it's very easy to find. And these glasses have many sensors, cameras, in order to create this environment and to create the whole new experience in our world. So here you have a lot of examples playing with these glasses in the virtual environment, so you can interact with virtual objects in real time. So that's the main idea of virtual reality. So for this, I have like a little demonstration for you in order to let you know how it is. Let me see. That's it for now. Can you see like, okay, that's the idea with virtual reality. For example, I don't want to wear the glasses, but that's the idea. I have my cell phone here. Sorry for the lag, but that's like the idea for when I move my face, you can see when the screen is moving too. So that's the idea with this kind of technology. It is not only for video game, it has also a lot of many different ways to use it. So it's like just a way to show you how it works. Sorry for the lag back. That's what it is. And now, continue with, okay. We have to take clear that there is a difference between virtual reality and augmented reality. I already talked to you about how virtual reality is, and now we have the opportunity to talk about augmented reality. In this case, augmented reality, this is a technology. In fact, this is the main topic of my presentation. You're gonna be the opportunity. You're gonna have the opportunity to watch at the end of this presentation, like a short video related to augmented reality. So this is the main topic of my presentation. because I realized that people can save a lot of money if they know this new technology. For example, I'm selling my house, and you know that I need to bring the possible clients and show the house, and there is sometimes it's difficult to do that. But now with technology, we have the opportunity to create the house into the a real environment. So this is more or less the augmented reality. Augmented reality is a technology dedicated to a variety of different things. In fact, it's having the opportunity to put a virtual object into a real space. So that's, you can recognize the main difference between augmented reality and virtual reality. In this case, augmented reality, the environment is real, but we can interact with real objects. Now you can see in the presentation, like the main points that makes the difference between both of them. So that's the case. Okay, in this case, with augmented reality, we can use different devices to interact with virtual objects and experience this new technology. We don't need to have special glasses for this technology, so we just need like just our cell phone or a tablet and something like that to use it. So it's like easier to use. And okay, let's put these facts. For example, in augmented reality, the player is real. Some objects have to be real because we interact with the real environment, but there are so many different objects that are virtuals. And with virtual reality, objects are virtual and the environment are virtual too. So we only interact with virtual things in real time. That is an example of augmented reality, only we have virtual objects interacting with us in real time. So that's the main idea. Also, we can create different objects with movements and different things. It depends. It is not only for video games. So as I told you, as in this example, look at this one. For example, creating a building in real time. So you can see that it's only having a cell phone or a tablet and that an application dedicated to this special technology. And you can see how it works. This is an example with a tablet, so we can create a house. So in this case, for architecture is very useful because we have the opportunity to create the house in real time into, for example, in our rooms, in the living room, for example. So it's a great opportunity to take advantage of the situation and know that actually we have a lot of tools that can help with our experience interacting with the world nowadays. So it's very useful to know this kind of technology. The use of architecture, let me see if I can share you this little example. You can see growing from the plane. So it's like, and you can see the bedrooms, the living room, bedroom number 2. So it's a great opportunity for architecture. It's like a very interesting thing to have. Okay. And now I want to share with you a short video, but I don't know if I'm sharing my sound. So, okay. Turun, turun, turun. Teacher, can you see my screen? Or
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
okay, so let me see if stop sharing and then use my with the sound, computer sound. Okay. Okay, I want you to see this short video about a real life experience using, in this case, an application for iPad. So it's a great option to use augmented reality, in this case for architecture.
Canvas is a groundbreaking new application that allows you to capture a scale-accurate 3D model of your home in minutes, all on an iPad. Here's how it works. First, attach a structure sensor to your iPad and launch the Canvas app. Next, start scanning. Canvas captures thousands of measurements per second and combines them into a single 3D model you can use instantly. You don't have to anticipate every measurement or view that you'll need, because with the 3D model, you'll have all of them.
The great thing about Canvas for us is that we can take any of our employees, send them out to a site, have them capture the whole thing, and we have all the information we need without error.
A raw 3D model is powerful, but if you want to make changes using professional tools, you'll need a simplified, editable CAD file. That's why we built a new, first-of-its-kind service right into Canvas. We call it Scan to CAD, and it converts your raw 3D model into CAD within 48 hours.
When I got my first CAD file back, I really wasn't sure.
Okay, that's like the idea with this short video. Just let you know that we have nowadays the power in your hands, so we can create many different things. And this is, with this real life experience, we can realize that this technology is very useful for our lives, not only for video games. So it is very good to know that. In this case, know that with just an iPad, you can create a whole new house in a few seconds. Just with you don't need like a special camera or something. Just with your cell phone, your smartphone, or your tablet, you can start creating those interesting things. So it is very good for that. So continue with the slider. Look at this example. For example, using for your house, you want to buy something, you can watch how it looks before you can buy. So it's a great opportunity, in this case, using your cell phone, your tablets. In this example, for example, when you are buying new clothes, you can see how it works in real time. For example, this with your feet, looking in real time how it works. So it's a great tool for you in your living room, in your bedroom, wherever you want. So it's a great opportunity to start knowing this kind of technology in real time, just only with your intentions and with an application dedicated to this technology. You can create many things. Now, and before I finish, I want to clarify that like the main difference between both technologies. First of all, we have virtual reality, which is a technology dedicated to create a whole new virtual environment, and we need special glasses for it. We stay, for example, in our bedroom, in our living room, in the kitchen, and interacting with a virtual environment, interacting with objects, but we need special equipment. And in the other side, we have augmented reality, which is a pretty new technology, which is dedicated to create like only virtual objects, but we can interact with these virtual objects in our real spaces. So that's like the main difference between both technologies. So in this case, with augmented reality, we only need our cell phone or a tablet to start creating different things. And this is not only for a video game. It has a lot of many other things to work with. and remember that we have the power on our hands, in our hands, and this generation, and because of this pandemic, has been increasing faster and faster, and that's why we need to create like a better relationship between us and technology. So it's our opportunity to start studying about this and knowing that in the future many jobs will disappear. So it's our opportunity to start knowing these kind of technologies in order to create better things for our lives and for the people, and that's the main intention. So guys, thank you so much. That was my presentation.
Well, Nico, thank you very much for your presentation. Very informative. I think that, I mean, it's important to be, to keep in touch with these different type of technologies that are nowadays growing, and that definitely we sometimes know how to use for certain purposes, but that we don't really know that we can use them with several other purposes, such as architecture, um, and designing. Yeah, which are some of the most important things that we can use them for. Thank you for your presentation. It was very interesting. And well, we're gonna continue right now tonight with the presentations. I think that it's the turn now for one of the women that we have here in the group. I don't know why. Yeah, well, we have had so far only males. Now we're gonna have a female voice in our group. So I would like to welcome my dear Mariana. And so the floor is yours. Thank you for being here, and we're so glad that you're gonna be here with your presentation. Go for it.
Thank you so much, teacher. Can you listen to me?
Yes, I can.
And
Clear
can you see my screen?
And yes, I can as well.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I introduce myself. My name is Mariana Ceballos Quintero, studying Upper D here in Colombo. The topic that I choose and the one that I will explain to you will be, as you can read, beauty standards and the importance of being and loving yourself. So I'm going to start, guys. Each of us is aware that beauty, especially in women, has been a very important issue for society. From decades ago, women had been vindicated as a symbol of sexuality, and nowadays, women have been involved in most important social structures which were previously unthinkable, such as politics, science, and work in general. And today, thousands of women have spoken out against maleness and the sexualization of women. However, there is a lot of work ahead of us, and I believe that in order to get away from the costumes that were common in the past, the first step that must be considered in ourselves. The first step is to observe and analyze to us as people, but then a new problem comes. The problem begins when you observe yourself and others and start comparing yourself to others. So beauty standards arrive, and this has been increasing with social networks, of course, especially Instagram, a social network where photos are posted, preferably photos of the things you do, the things you eat, the things you buy. I mean, the good stuff. And these photos make us realize that their lives are perfect, and they are also much, much better than our lives. So right now, guys, I will talk about a person who is very well known right now. She is Kylie Jenner, a younger sister of the Kardashians clan. She has become a billionaire launching her makeup brand. And I want to focus on Kylie because she's the one who has had the most influence of her family and is pretty much the standards of perfect beauty these days. But her other sister can also be used as examples. So it is interesting to see how many of young women want to be like her, even going so far to undergo surgeries to look like her, leaving aside their essence as a person and their true personality. It is something that society should worry about, since this type of influencers tell us that there only has to be one type of beauty, and that you have to be like that to be sociable, acceptable. And this doesn't mean that I'm against surgeries. On the contrary, I think if you as a person would like to improve something in your body or in your face, which cannot be improved with exercise or good habits, you have every right to perform cosmetic surgeries. However, I believe that one could have surgeries to be the best version of oneself according to your own taste and not to society's. So Kylie Jenner was born into this family, the Kardashians family, and they became famous because Kim Kardashian, also very famous. She became famous because a video leaked of her and her ex-boyfriend having sex, and afterwards, yes, they become famous overnight. The mom of her, Kris Jenner, she said, "We have to do something with this." And finally, her whole family became celebrities after airing the Keeping Up with Kardashians show. So in this contest, a 15 years old girl who grew up on television and everyone saw her private life, who knew that her older sister were famous from that leaked video. So Kylie was exposed to this for a long time, and she told how insecure she felt because the boys at her school paid more attention to her older sister, mainly Kim, I'm sorry. And they told her that she was too ugly to be in that family. So all the people who knew about the program of the Kardashians repeated over and over again that she couldn't remain with that family because according to them, Kylie was ugly. So if I ask you, do you have any idea how she looked when she was a little girl? Any idea? No? So.
Not really.
Well, here is. What a shame, don't you think that? And look, I'm not showing you this photo to make fun of her. It's nothing like that. I want us to look at the perspective of the situation. Kylie has changed a lot. Clearly, she's gorgeous. And yes, she has had several surgeries, not only on her body, but on her face. But what's really disturbing is that Kylie denies any of these surgeries. And you wonder why. What is the purpose of this? Why not to tell the truth if we already know the truth anyway? So the answer to this is that she still feels insecure about herself. She wants to make herself believe that was born this perfect. She is aware of all the social pressure on her, and she knows that she is probably the most desired and most criticized woman today. And because of that pressure, she always wants more and isn't satisfied with anything she achieves. So she has a perfect body, as you can see. But if you see her photos on Instagram, we will find that almost all the photos are edited. So she is not satisfied with the body she has now. She seeks to be more and more beautiful. She seeks to be the perfect woman. And all this that I told you about Kylie is also experienced by hundreds of women around the world. Women who feel pressure from society to be beautifully acceptable to society. So a girl with internet access see these photos and say, why am I not like her? Why do I have extra kilos? Why I don't have those lips, that body? So among all those women, I'm there. I am one of those who was watching Instagram all day and complaining and getting depressed for not being as beautiful as those women, those models. But do we think that these models also have much anxiety and insecurity about themselves? I mean, I can see a picture of Kylie and say that she will be happy because she has a lot of money and because she's beautiful, but is she really happy? Does society really only care about the superficial? What about the person? So about 2 or 3 months ago, I would have been able to talk about that. I was born with a physical condition. The condition is called a hemifacial microsomia, sorry. The point is that I was not born with this side, the right side of my face, fully developed. I didn't have a jaw on this side. As you can see, I don't have a right here. And this scar that I have in my mouth was because my mouth reached this part. You can see in this photo. So the doctors have to sew it. And they have also done more surgeries to me and will soon have my ear reconstructed. Let's hope so. So I'm not perfect. I am aware of that. But since I was little, I have struggled with the depression of feeling like a normal person. And people make fun of you, and sometimes you just want to disappear. From the age of 14 to 18, it was hell living as I was living. I was always complaining about my appearance. I felt so rejected by society. People just avoided talking to me, and I never understood why. And yeah, according to me, I was a funny and friendly person who only had one condition, nothing else, just a scar. And for that, people didn't accept me as I was. So I put myself as an example because it's my experience, it's my life story. I have struggled with my physique for years, and finally, and after so much effort, I am achieving it. I am managing to love myself as I am. I have been looking in the mirror as I am and saying nice things to myself. and I have started to trust myself, to trust in my abilities, and that is reflected in my self-esteem. I always thought very pessimistically about everything that I was or could be. So, like I told you, 2 or 3 months ago, I couldn't have sat here and put on a ponytail. I couldn't have, because I was always comparing myself. I I was always self sabotage myself. I was the first to always think badly of me. In a few words, I hated me. So this how I look today. This step that I'm taking of showing myself in front of you guys is a great step to overcome all the bad times that my depression and anxiety had brought to me. I share the direct link of YouTube with my parents and my boyfriend, and I know that they probably don't understand anything I'm saying, but I know as well they are proud of me for finally showing me who I am. Besides, I want to say thanks to them for all the good things they have done for me. I have never dared to do something like that. So that's important for them and for me as well, of course. And I wanted to share my experience with you to open your mind and make you understand that there is nothing wrong with being different. Don't have as your goal of life to be the person you aren't. You can be the best version of yourself. You can come to love yourself just as I have achieved, and with a love of effort and with a love of get to professional help that I feel that is very underrated right now. Professional help is useful. So if you think you need help, do it. Don't be afraid to show what you really feel. And guys, the last thing I want to say is that if I could love myself just as I am, with many of my flaws, you can too. You can achieve many things if you start loving yourself. You just have to get away from the what most of society thinks about beauty standards. You can have so much confidence in yourself and so much love that people will really value you for who you are and not for what you pretend to be. So we are all unique and some more than others. But the most important thing is to stop judging ourselves for how we are. And yes, guys, even Kylie Jenner can start loving herself like she is. So if you know Kylie, send this video, please. It might help her. So that is all. Thank you. Thank you so much for your attention.
Wow, that was just an amazing story and an amazing presentation. I only have to say, hey, look, hats off for you. Definitely. Like, that's a wonderful story. Very good presentation. And I know that all the people that are right now watching, your family included, actually your mother, I think it's your mother, she commented over there on the YouTube live. So
really?
Yeah, I think she's there. I mean, she's here with us. Dora Quintero, I think.
Yes.
Is it her? Yes. She's there. So it was an amazing story. Thank you for sharing. Definitely impacting. Yes, this is something that has impacted us very, very much, and all the people that are watching right now are streaming in YouTube. Thank you
so much to you.
To you. So well, yeah, that's just an amazing. I mean, you touched my heart with such a nice story, and well, I think that this is one of the best ways to continue with this nice energy, with this nice environment, to continue with our presentations right now. So I think our next presenter is another female, yes, and so I'm very happy to introduce her to the people watching us right now in the YouTube live. So Sophia, it's your turn. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you, teacher. Okay. I share my screen.
Please.
Okay. Are you watching my screen?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's start. Hi everyone, I'm Sofia Herrera and I'm going to tell you about my topic, that is psychological disorders and mental imbalances of human beings during the pandemic and their daily lives. Okay. With the emergence of the human being through the years and the evolution of these intelligence and reason, mood and change and mental imbalances also arise. It must be taken into account that the human being differs from any living being by the ability, therefore is exposed to bad sentence, encompasses defects, virtues, and characters. The mind of the human being concludes by itself the situations of life. The human being, when acting, has two proposals, since the intellect is divided by two important cavities, which are the consciousness and the unconsciousness, including the subconscious, that fulfills the role of what it means to act impossible. First of all, mental health is the essential to lead a dignified life, avoiding social and internal conflicts. The mind can become the worst enemy of the human being if you don't know how to handle it. Sometimes reality is tied to the subconscious, and um, many times the situations aren't well designed in the mind. I mean, confinement has developed transmitted not so healthy sensational since too much free time creates bad thoughts besides. Being carried away by those becomes a picture of mental imbalance. This life won't have the same sense, creating misery. Mm, okay, mental disorders can also be caused by genetics. The basis of this great problem are feelings, since they recreate a large number of traits which are responsible for attracting and disabling reality because of social, collective, and individual relationships. In today's society, certain impulse behaviors that come to become these issues and mental imbalances stand out with the pandemic, which are depression, bipolarity, anxiety, stress, among others. The depression is in the main diseases that cause in all the people feeling of non-conformity with themselves, try to create isolation, even suicide. Bipolarity, also known as personality disorder, tries to have sudden change in humor and sometimes force to tempt against the life of the human being. Anxiety is the recurrent trauma of some events or event which seeks to be cured with some addiction or repetitive act. Stress is the fact of exaggeratingly causing some situations of life and routine. It can affect even physical health. Apart from mental injury, and mental disorders are given to the character and personality of each individual, depending on their customs and culture. The principles and values are part of everything related. It is probable that some diseases are treated with medicines, although it can become an addiction, which contributes to a more serious problem that will create dependence and more imbalance. Okay, I choose this topic as it draws my attention and more than common problem. Everyone is exposed and vulnerable to any mental illness. With the pandemic and confinement, it has become complex to enjoy good health. I also choose it since I have changed a lot of us during the pandemic as the beginning and most of the young people. Since we couldn't go out and look up our mind, can be our worst, can be our worst enemy. That's all. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my dear Sophia. So, well, actually, this is something very important for us to consider because in the pandemic, it's a big deal. It's something that we need to deal with every single day. And definitely being in our houses for a long time has affected us anyhow. So thank you. Very interesting presentation and a very good job. Thank you very much. All right, guys. We're gonna keep it going over here. It's time for us to get to know about a specific region, a very special region that we have here in Colombia. And so, well, I'm not from there. I wish I was from there, but we have someone that is from Pasto, and she's gonna be telling us a little bit more about this very special region that we have here in our country. So, Ana Lucia, the floor is yours, and we're gonna be very attentive to see what you're going to tell us about your city and region.
Okay, you can see?
Yes, I can.
Presentation? Okay. Nariño, a very interesting and nice place to visit to Colombia. Yeah, I need to quiet this picture. Okay. Nariño is on the near of Ecuador in south of part our country. Yes, is near the Galeras volcano. And when you travel there, you can see the carpet maze of siles because the landscape is very beautiful, has different degrees of color of green. Yes, Pasto is considered the surprise city. The capital was founded in 1537 by Lorenzo de Aldana. And in this moment has 416,000 inhabitants. Is cold, the water is cold, and sometimes reach up the 22 temperature degrees. Yes, but the all the time is in the more or less 12 degrees Celsius. Okay, has a special architecture. When you visit, you can see the colonial building, for example, a beautiful place, how a church, yes. But if you can see in another side of the city, you can see the modern city. How this picture. Okay. The gastronomic, the Pastusan gastronomic. The very nourish food is the Guinea rabbit or cuy. Yes. We eat the Guinea rabbit grilled, how you see, with potatoes and corn. And we have a special ice cream. Is the Cooper wool prepared without refrigeration, because the people take a used fruit with a Cooper wood and turn around over the ice, the block ice, and then they use fruits to start to change the temperature, and after is converted in the ice cream. The special name is helado de paila. It's typical from the Nariño. The history says that in another time, the people brought the ice blocks from the Cumbal. It's a special volcano, yes? And carry with the blocks ice with salt in cover of the special piece of fique, yes, for to prevent to go water the ice blocks. Okay, another special foods are the hervidos. Is a drink with the use of fruits, and chapil is a liquor. It's a liquor special there, and you can prepare with aguardiente. But the specific characteristic is that the use is hot. Yes. And another foods, we have quimbolito, is a pie made of baby corn. And we have añejo pies or empanadas de añejo. And another gastronomy, we have different sauce. For example, fuanesca, which is a mixture of the 13 vegetables. The gastronomic, it has influence of the Ecuador and the indigenous. For example, Incas and Pastos. Okay, we have a very special natural place. Yes, diversity today will take about 2 places, very special for the country, because has recognized a paradise of flora and fauna. The first is La Cocha Lake. Is the second biggest lake from after the La Tota Lake. Yes, they are the most big lake from the South America. When you visit the La Cocha, you can see that in the middle has La Corota Island. If you have here, La Corota, it has a special, it's a reserva, natural reserve, and has different kinds of flora and fauna. After I'm going to speak about. If you go there, the small down has house made of wood constructed over the water. Yes, and has many bridges, how you see, and you can take a boat, and you can travel for this in the canal and to go there. Here, La Cocha is a very romantic place. Many couples decide to get married there. Okay, the special flora and fauna. It has a tropical wet forest. For example, some species, circus plant, alder, cacti, orchid, material, and animals, how choruco monkey, red duck, and corn duck. Another very beautiful place is the Galeras volcano. You can see the city is very near from the volcano, more or less 9 kilometers, and has a specific or a special situation that you can see here. The most height place of the volcano, of the crater, has a cliff because Sirho a wall for to protect the city, but the back of volcano, look at here, has the mud of volcano, but the lava go for there. Yes, is to a special natural park with beautiful vegetarian and has 4 lakes. The special, look at here, Green Lagoon is a green lagoon. The color is given for the azufre or sulfur. Yes, but it's another lake is very black, very white, very black color. And another special place is the Las Lajas Sanctuary. You can see it's very important structure and has something characteristic. For here, you can see is the way for the people to go there. Yes, and has a special characteristic because here in the world for the way has many words for thanks to God for the miracles. Yes, to go down for here by the stairs. Las Lajas Virgin is painted on the wall of the rock, and has for in the down part a museum, and this is the front, the part front of the sanctuary. Okay, we are going to speak about the carnivals, a good celebration, the final and the first year. Yes, because to start December 31. Yes, with them to show the different dolls about, for example, special topics that happen in the year, and then and after in the 1st January, the person can see many events with that show the special hand gift. The second day of the January, it's present the Carnavalito. It's the show to do for the child. The children go the street dancing and sing and show the special carrozas, but are only small carrozas. Yes. The third day is the Familia Castañeda family, because the history told when the people was expecting another days for the carnival, family arrived at the city, yes, with the movement, with the apartment, and with the old things, yes, and the people decide to celebrate that situation, and in this moment is tradition. The 4th January, it exists different pairs Yes, the groups people, some group people has more or less 100 person, for example, very big, and all dancing at the time and play instruments. Is very, very beautiful show. Is in the street. And the 5th January is the Black People Day. You can see the people with the face, black face, yes. And for to play, the people ask permission for the another person and say, una pintica, for to play and to paint it, yes. And the okay, sorry. Okay, the White Days is the 6th of January. Then the people throw talc. Yes, you can see how they play and enjoy with broad talc. But it's a special day because the special show are the carrozas. Yes. The size is more or less 5 times size of human. Yes, 6 meters more or less, very high and very special because the people preparing this artistic show more or less 8 months ago. Thank you. Please don't forget, you are invited. Nariño waits for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ana Lucia. It was a very interesting presentation. Actually, I really want to visit Nariño, have one of those carnivals one of these days. I think I have told you already that it will be very good to have them. Unfortunately, I think this year is not going to be the year, but yeah, like hope. We really hope we can make it work very, very soon. An amazing region. I think that's the conclusion. It's an amazing region that we all need to visit at any point in our lives. Thank you for sharing your presentation, Ana Lucia. And well, now let's continue. The time has come for my dear Angela. She's very excited about presenting tonight. And so go for it. Yeah, I'm not going to hold you anymore. The floor is yours.
Thanks, teacher. Okay, hey everyone, if you don't know me, I am Angela. Tonight I'm going to be talking about a topic that was interesting for me since 2 years ago. I was watching a program on .w, in the channel .w, and that program was about content moderators on social networks or social media. Okay. Do you know how many people are using social media right now? Okay, almost 3.97 million in all the world are using social media. That represents 51% of the whole population in the world. Every year, increase this number in 10.5%, around 376 million. 3.91 billion of people use social media with by mobile phones. Okay, when we are in social media, we used to, or I used to use my social media to search or to looking for things that I like it. For example, videos, clothes, and other things. But I always find other content related to political issues, wars, or sexual violence. Yeah? Okay, as you know, the information on internet spreads so fast. In seconds, you can know what are currently happening millions of kilometers away from where you are. If you only take one click in any video, wherever, you can to have a live stream. But have you ever known that maybe in some minutes or hours, that information disappear from the web? For example, sometimes you share a link for a video that you like it, and when you want to see again, disappear immediately. Okay, have you ever thought who maintains the order on social media? Okay, because the reality is that we can see all those photos, information, all those wars, all those kind of bad things that happening around the world because they are blocked. Maybe we believe that this kind of content disappear because the algorithms that use Facebook or Instagram or YouTube made their job. But the reality is that exists a job called content moderators. Yeah. Okay. The main task of them is delete all offensive material from Facebook, from Twitter, among others. The moderators, or the majority of moderators, work from Manila, Philippines, and are more than 100,000 young employees from companies working as outsourcing with or by companies like big companies like Facebook. Yeah, they are training to watch almost 25,000 videos and images during all the day that they are working. They are in front of a computer deciding if allowed that kind of image or video share or many people can see, or if definitely block or delete from the web, from the website. Or yeah. Okay, this is so important because if they maybe allow that a bad image or a bad video share or stay in social media, that could cause that maybe create wars, or maybe people kill themselves, or yeah, maybe create that people generate hate on social media. Okay, I want to share some examples about the things that they should block. Okay. First of all, image that attack or degrade Donald Trump. Yeah, this is a painter or a portrait that a young painter decided to make a representation of Donald Trump and upload to Facebook. The image was so viral and so fast. In only 3 days was shared more than 50 millions on Facebook, and of course it was deleted, and the Facebook or the content moderators block all their accounts immediately because they share this screen this image that degrade Donald Trump, of course. Another kind of thing that they should to block from the website is terrorism. Yeah, the moderators have a list of around 37 terrorist groups. They know all about them, their expressions, their flags, the way that they communicate between them, all about these groups. Moderators have had to see videos of decapitations. Yeah, sometimes the executioner use a sharp blade and the victim died immediately, but in other cases, the executioner used a dual knife. and this causing that the victim have a tragic death. And that is terrible. Okay. Other thing related about terrorism was the execution of Saddam Hussein in 26. Facebook had 2 videos on their platform, but they choose or they decided delete one because one, okay, they have 2 videos. One of the videos was when he was hanged, and the other one when was he dead. But they only they prefer to maintain only the video when they are hanging. And of course, they should to delete all information about children and people in the world. Only image or videos relate to terrorism, attacks including children being killed or dismembered people. And the other one, this is a personal experience about Osama bin Laden. Okay, 3 months ago, I was with a friend and he told me, hey, look at my Facebook. They block my comments. I can comment. And I said, what happened? He was writing or typing a comment to his friend. And he said, hey, you look like Osama bin Laden. And upload a photo of Osama. And in 1 hour, Facebook say, hey, you can upload that kind of photos. Your comments are blocked for 1 week. And I say, oh my God, so fast. Okay, guys, please don't upload that kind of content if you don't want that Facebook block your account. Okay, of course, they block all content related to child pornography or pedophilia. And they have to see all those bad videos. Okay. Within sometimes that because we are on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter or whatever, we can to share anything. Within there is a free space that we can to express, yeah, freely. But it's not the same case in all the world. For example, in Turkey, at the beginning, okay, Turkey is one of the countries with the most quantity of content blocked in the world. Yeah. At the beginning, Facebook was the only space when people could express themselves about the state of this country. But in 27, when government realized how so fast the opposition and hate increased, they reached an agreement to Facebook, and the platform started to block all that content against to the government, because if they don't do that, they don't block all that content, they can to stay in Turkey. And the other one is in China. I don't know if you know that in China, Winnie Pooh or the image related to Winnie Pooh are censored. Yeah, it's because people started there compare Winnie Pooh with the president Xi Jinping, and the government there is so radical and dislike that ridiculize the government leaders. So they decide block Winnie Pooh from, and between other things, from their platforms on social media. The other thing that generates hate here is the content against our communities. For example, Rohingya. Rohingya is a community of refugees that belongs to Myanmar, Burma in Asia. They are more than 1 million and are the most persecuted minority in the world. Unfortunately, Facebook has been causing that the hate increase against to this community, because people upload many videos about how hurting them, how killing them, and this has that kind of videos has been generate many bad things in that poor community because they're really poor. Okay, moderators, there are some examples. Sorry, there are some examples about the things that they should to block or they should to see or tolerate because it's their job. Moderators should be also careful with all the content they're allowed to keep on these social networks because it might be cause serious problems like suicide or even a war. Many people around the world criticize that kind of blogs because doesn't allow that people can to have a real vision about the things, of the bad things that happening with our society. Okay, but in the other hand, are the moderators. From when the violence becomes normalized and start to affect their mental state. For all that kind of content that they should to watch during the work. Even in some cases, some of them has been committing suicide, being a huge reason to support them psychological. I was looking, when I was looking at this information, I found that here in Colombia, this job currently exists. And I say, oh my God, because I'm a sensible person too. And I say, oh my God, I can't tolerate to watch these bad videos. Okay, guys, thank you for your attention. I hope that you have enjoyed my presentation.
All right, Angela, thank you very much for such an interesting presentation. And it's actually something heavy. Like it's very simple to talk about it, but I think that the job that those guys have, that's complicated. And they can live very kind of frustrating lives, like seeing what's going on like every single day around the world. And so they have to delete everything at the same time. So interesting job, but difficult job, I would say as well. Well, we're actually coming to the end of our presentation. But last but not least, we have our last presenter. And so Manuel is going to be our next presenter, taking the word and
Yes,
leading
teacher.
our
Okay.
presentation. So Manuel, go for it. Feel free. The floor is yours. And once again, thank you all guys for being here in the presentations.
Okay. So you can see.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is my presentation. Video games, a hobby or addiction? Okay. Continue. Ah, wait, teacher, you listen some sound.
No, I'm okay. I just listen to you.
No, teacher, but wait.
So I don't know what he has in mind.
Okay. Right now, yes. Okay, we're gonna talk about video games. So this is the table of content We're gonna talk about video games, genres of video games, kind of video games, benefits, and damage. Okay. Wait, the internet is slow. Okay. Level 1. What are the video games? Video games recreate virtual environments and situations in which the player can control one or more characters or any element of that environment. They are the most of the recently known video consoles and game platform Xbox 300, no, Xbox 350, Xbox One, PS Vita, computers for gamers, PlayStation 4, Wii U, tables, tablets, and mobile device, Nintendo 3DS, and Nintendo Switch. Okay, level 2, genres of video games. Okay, kind of video games. Some of the main genres of video games are action, wherein these different struggle, arcade, and platform. Generally, is the first person or artist person, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Uncharted, or like that. Okay, continue with shooting. First person shooting, shooting team person, and shooting like video games like Battlefield, Warzone, Far Cry. Okay, continue. Strategy. The strategy is the real-time strategy, switch strategy, and other subgenres like Among Us, like Fortnite, because you need to have a strategy for a strategy to win, or you know. Okay, continue. Simulation. Simulation where of the vehicles, construction, life, combat, sport, and race, like FIFA 21, Gran Turismo, PES, Mortal Kombat. Okay, role. Role where the character is usually controlled from a second character or avatar, like The Elder Scrolls or The Witcher 3. It's really nice video games. If you can play these video games. Adventure. Okay. Adventure, general conversation adventure, graphic adventure, action adventure, and with it are survival horror like Uncharted 4 or Resident Evil, and you know. Okay, level 3, kind of video players. Okay, kind of video players. Kind of video player. You can see gamers. That is a casual. That is a normal video player. That is a normal video player when you play sometimes for to enjoy it, for to pass like a hobby, or you know. So the other is casual video players. Casual video players belongs to a group of known traditional players who spend a few hours out of play a week. And the last one, professional gamer or pro gamer, who looks or participating in official championship like Call of Duty Cup, tournaments like Fortnite or Warzone, or working for develop companies and tester. Benefits. Okay. Benefits is important. It's important to know that the video games can be an endless advantage and positive aspects. Some studies have started that playing 30 minutes per day can increase a great matter in the right hippocampus and cerebellum, areas responsibility for simulation, memory, strategy, or planning. Other benefits include the following things. Okay, improve certain capacities such as speed and precision. Some video game users have the same time show higher performance in their daily activities. Another can be improve care capacity as well as increasing kills in children with dyslexia. Virtual reality can help reduce anxiety and stress by inviting us and getting rid of worries. Um, they promote motivation. Motivation, setting targets for using help them to improve their capacity capabilities. Okay, first person action plays make accurate decision more quickly. So in particular, in 31% faster than those who don't play enjoys such against. Okay, level 5. Damage. Okay, on the other hand, there are some problems or injuries that can cause us that are pointed out why Onichromos expert website say. Also known as gambling, symptoms include impaired pulse control, loss or gain, lack of personal hygiene, reduced interpersonal relationships, alteration of the sleep pattern. A sedentary lifestyle, mm, sedentary lifestyle, sitting a long way is harmful to help, and overconsumption of video games can help this sedentary situation. Okay, you can see some aspects. Okay, this is the bonus level, fun facts. Okay, so, right, fun facts. Anyone, okay, anyone can play video games. However, it's important to start by a pointing of that. With the smaller ones, it's advisable to exercise special control signs if you don't make rational use of the video console or mobile device. Today, we can different type of audience. So, audience to which S-Game is targeted tends to system to categories, then accord this to age content as known as PEGI. I know maybe when you saw a trailer for a video game, you can listen this song at the last of the trailer, like
Peggy 3. Peggy 7.
okay, maybe you listen this song is for to control the people who can play video games or you know. In addition to that, electronic sports have emerged in recent years. Now worldwide as a sport, e-sports, where the player can be professionalized and type of a video game. There are competitions, usually multiplayer, involving professional players from all the world. Okay. Okay, conclusions. Conclusions. The video games are a hobby. Nevertheless, you need to have a control when you play because sometimes you can lose the contact with the real life. Besides that, you can create a fake perception of life. The video games are well for your life. Due to video games improve some abilities of your brain. Obviously, we have an excess. Okay, the last one. All excess hurt. All excess hurt because excess is the poison of the reason. That is why everything must have a limit to avoid future diseases. Okay, this is my presentation. This is my topic. I want to enjoy my presentation, so this is, wait.
What happened over there?
Because, for example, I have a video to put, but
Oh, that's San Andreas over there.
Yes, teacher, like
I
no.
recognize it.
Yes, but like
That's okay. That's good. I actually loved the touch. Oh, there you go. Yeah,
so
that
you
reminds me
passed
of
the
my
level.
childhood.
You passed the
Mission
level.
passed. Yeah, pass the level. Who knows? Just kidding. Thank you very much for your presentation. That was a great presentation as well. I love the touch that you gave over there with the Mario cartoons, the characters, the sound, everything. It was very, very good. And well, guys, we have finished with our presentations already. For the ones that are still watching, because there are some people still watching over there on the YouTube live, thank you very much for being here, for listening to our presentations. We really, really hope that you enjoyed them all. And well, this is with much love and just for all of you guys, the ones that are still